Encounters for another story behind the journey of entrepreneurship. And today's guest is Rebecca Crabtree. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're so glad you're here, and we're just so excited to hear your story. You're just such a fun person. So tell us the name of your business and what you do.
My business is called the Bex Collective. I am a boutique photographer here in Wichita, Kansas. Boutique photography for me means curated sets, curated outfits, and everything's just planned and perfect for you. I lean more on the creative, fun side, so all my sets are very fun and memorable. So that's what I do.
Yeah, and what she does is very, very fun. I can't wait for y'all to see it. But okay, so when and why did you start your business?
Why is because I've always been a creative person and this is the perfect outlet for it. I've been doing photography for 15 years. So it's just been my life for such a long time. So it makes sense to me. But yeah.
Yeah, and you have a little bit of an art background too.
Yeah, I went to college for art and music. But yeah, it's just always been something I'm passionate about. And I love to share it with other people too and show them that photo shoots can be super fun. Family photos can be a lot of fun and memorable. So I just want to share with everybody how awesome it can be. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So very creative. So do you have a fascinating or boring startup story you'd like to share?
Boring, I would say, in the sense of it took 15 years to get here. I would say that's the boring part is why did it take me so long to come up with this idea of doing a boutique styled, curated, everything's planned and pretty. That's my boring story. It took me this long to get here. And then fascinating is I'm glad I did take those steps to get here because of building a lot of the relationships. It's just it does take a long time sometimes. So I wouldn't have been able to do this if I had just fresh moved somewhere brand new and not know anybody. But because I've been doing it for such a long time, it all worked out. So
That's awesome. So a lot of business people want to know this. How did you secure your startup capital to do this?
luckily for photography, once you get the camera, you're kind of set to go. A lot of people do like that kind of non-edited kind of vibe photos. So even if you just have a camera, you can definitely get stuff started then by doing, family photo shoots, free sessions here and there kind of thing. But when it comes to even other businesses, sometimes slow and steady wins the race. I do have a very supportive fiance that's been helping me throughout this whole journey, but that's kind of how I was able to get it started is mainly from him. But at the same time, I had a lot of wonderful clients already that I've shot for free. And then kind of just now they are part of my portrait club. So yeah, it's just been a really slowly but surely journey for me. So
Yes, I love that. Just building steps is how you've been doing it. So would you say that you pretty much had everything when you started, or like computers or like bookkeeping programs or anything like that? Or did you just kind of, have what you had and you just added to?
I had nothing. No, I had my camera because I had saved up for it. Took me a while to save up for that, and then just free programs online just for editing, and then eventually I got the Adobe Creative Cloud. I use the Photoshop and Lightroom. Just learning those two. YouTube is a wonderful place to learn a lot of stuff. Even just learning how to even start making a website or even just how to meet people and clients and things. So I definitely use YouTube a lot and just kind of practicing things and seeing what worked, what didn't work. But yeah, camera, biggest thing for me anyways was the camera. So
Right. And I also know that you have quite a clothes closet of costumes and things that people can choose from. So how did you get started with that collection?
Goodwill, Ross too. Garage sales, yeah, just kind of keeping an eye out. Marketplace, it's just kind of instead of rushing and just buying a bunch of stuff you're not sure if you're going to use, just kind of keeping an eye out for things that you might want, kind of thing, and then just kind of budgeting for that. A lot of friends and family have been giving me things and donating things, so that's been absolutely wonderful. Saved me a lot of money, but people love to kind of help out things like that. So it's been very great. And then I've also traded photography services for a lot of things and items. I did um, a sponsor a look promotion a while ago where they bought the dress or the outfit, and in exchange they wore it, and then I took some photos for them, and then they donated the dress to the closet. So just a lot of fun things like that, where for me it was just fun to take photos anyways, but I also got some free clothes and different fun things for the closet. So yeah.
Well, that's really cool. That's a great way to be resourceful for sure. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
trade services.
right. So what are some of your success stories? What worked really well for you?
Something actually that just recently reminded me is this little girl was very nervous, and she was a shy kind of gal, and it was getting her out of her shell kind of thing. A success story was that she was a ballerina, and I told her, I'm like, girl, show me some moves, dance a little bit, show like, and she just like blossomed. Just it's sometimes you just gotta kind of talk to people and see what is their passions, and sometimes that will bring them out, especially for photos, just kind of because you want people to be comfortable and happy and excited. But she was so shy at first, and then she started dancing, and then it just the rest of the shoot was just magical. So I would say that's a success story for me, because that's why I want to make my sessions very important. That's why I have my portrait club, so I can get to know them a little bit better. I'm not a huge fan of one-off sessions, but I do them for people who are just wanting photos real quick. But I like to build relationships as much as I can, so that every time I see them, it's just, oh, it's Bex again. Ah, I even get hugs from some of my portrait club member kids. Like I'm like their big sister. It makes me feel really good. But they are excited for photos, and that's my goal for kids, is getting them excited for photos so they're not in a bad mood and they're just the mom's stressed. So I always try to make things as fun as possible and relaxing. So
That's,
I
it's definitely an experience.
yes,
Definitely
yeah.
what you would do. I love that.
I love, yeah, it's we're living life. That's the way to go.
Yeah. Okay. So, can you think of any failures? I hate using that word, or some falling forward moments that you had that you can think of that you'd like to share.
Other than me forgetting my memory card one time, and then my lights failing me another time, I think we talked about it the other day, but just failing forward. So I try not to remember failed moments. They're just learning experiences. So if something doesn't go right, I can always pivot and just kind of adjust. Especially with weddings and things, when it's like a destination and you're far from your studio, far from home sometimes, and you just gotta adjust sometimes. So I like to not think about my failures, and just remember the moments that I learned. So
Yeah.
the memory card, though, I will say, I use my phone. I ended up using my phone that time, and it
Yeah.
worked out. So
That kind of leads us into the next question, is that about a time you've had to pivot. And
yeah.
I can see that you have done that very well. But have you ever had to pivot the business, like the plan or anything like that?
Definitely having to, I feel like I'm dancing over here with my business, just trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. A lot of things with like ads, and then my website was needing some love. It was not very good, but just having to see what works and what doesn't work, because not everything's going to be magical, and opinions from others as well, because I've got a lot of people like kind of telling me what they think would be a great idea. So you got to kind of take that information and see what works, what doesn't work for your business. But it's about listening to other people's opinions as well, because some people have been in the business a little longer. So I just like to take all the information and just see what works for my business. But I've had a lot of support, and it's been wonderful. So
It's wonderful. So, could you kind of describe or tell us who makes up your support system? Is it family, friends, mentors? I mean, who helps you, keeps you
uh,
going?
first, I would like to thank my fiance for this award. No, I'm just kidding. My fiance, Chaz, he's been the biggest supporter of my entire life, especially with the, because he, does all the bill paying, and I, do all the photography. So all my money that I make in my business goes right back into the business. So he's been the biggest support. I also have my best friend Danielle as well. She's very supportive. I'm wanting to bring her into the business as well. as my personal stylist because I like photos, but styling is the one I've been working on a little bit better, accessories and such. But she's been very supportive and helpful. I'm actually doing an event in October. It's a big event. I'm super nervous about it, but she's going to be coming over and helping out with the event too. So she's been amazing. But just everyone I've been meeting through 1 Million Cups and just other kind of business meeting connection stuff. Just everyone's just been so helpful. I've met so many wonderful people. It's so surprising.
Wonderful. So, how would you describe your ideal client?
My ideal client, anybody? No, just kidding. At this point, I think I like working with people who just have a fun, creative mind that like to do fun things. Trusting the process. Sometimes when I'm explaining an idea, I like when they just let me take the reins because sometimes it sounds weird, but then it looks beautiful. So I do appreciate people who just want more fun and immersive, creative photo shoots and that just love taking photos because they can be a lot of fun when you take away the elements that do cause the stress, which is what I try to do for my clients. But just family that have kids that want memories, to make memories and things like that. Those are my favorites because I like working with kids growing up. It's because it's fun to see that progression of their family getting bigger and bigger, and it's so nice.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So every entrepreneur wants to know the answer to this next question, especially
Oh
someone
gosh.
looking at starting a business or they're new into it. But what are some of your life struggles that happen alongside running a business? I mean, sometimes people are like, how do we balance this? So,
Yeah.
what can you say to that?
Balancing like work and life and business and all that stuff, it is a lot sometimes, but I always say slowly but surely, just kind of doing what you got to do to, if you have the passion and you have the ideas and the motivation, hold on to that, but it will be a slow but surely, unless you get lucky and win the lottery or something. But sometimes we can't rely on the lottery. No, but I would suggest, because that's what I've done for the longest time. I mean, 15 years it took me to get to kind of right here where I finally am just 100% in the business. I've worked 9 to 5s my whole life. I've been working since I was 17, and that's kind of what you got to do sometimes. But if you got the passion and the motivation and the idea, just kind of stick with it slowly but surely. Make connections. I will say that has been a very big thing, is meeting people and connecting with people, other entrepreneurs. Been loving that because that's been a highlight of my year. So
Very good.
keep
Very
it up,
good.
kid. That's all I gotta say. Oh.
So, what one word or words of encouragement do you have for someone who might be looking at starting a business or they're maybe just getting started in it? Anything to kind of just keep them going?
Hmm. Uh, I think that the mind is a very powerful thing. So if you put your mind to something, you're gonna get, manifesting kind of thing. The more like the negative, keeping that negative out of your mind, it's confidence a lot for me, especially just trusting myself, trusting my talents, and sometimes you just got to keep the negative out and just keep pushing for the positive and just keep pushing yourself. Mind over matter, slowly but surely. I would say just keeping that confidence, and then always willing to learn because I don't even know everything about photography. I'm more of the art part and the photo taking, the gear. There's a whole other realm that is like gear and lenses and certain things like that. Some people like the more technical side of photography, but I'm like, this looks like a pretty picture and I want it to look like this. So there's just so much to learn. So being open to learn, being open to accept criticism as well, because nobody's perfect at what they're doing. So it's about just staying positive, keeping on, and slowly but surely. So there's a lot.
Awesome. I think that's some great words, some great advice for anybody looking in at this. So thank you, Rebecca. You have just been such a
Yeah.
delight, and I can't wait for other people to get to meet you and know you. So For our audience, Rebecca's contact information will be on the slide following this segment and in the description below. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the Biz Encounters. Bye bye.